Say a few words about the attack in Pittsburgh. I have not had an opportunity yet to speak in an appropriate public forum since that horrific attack, and it seems to me that the World Jewish Congress is a particularly appropriate forum. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to believe that anti-Semitism began a couple of years ago, but that is simply not true. Anti-Semitism is not only a millennial-old problem, it has been rising around the world for the past couple of decades. Over that time, there have been deadly attacks on Jewish communities in Mumbai, Toulouse, Paris, Brussels, Copenhagen, and in so many other places. America has also not been immune. 6 were shot and 1 was killed in an attack on a Jewish federation in Seattle in 2006. 1 person was killed in an attack on the National Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington in 2009. And in 2014, 3 people were killed outside a Jewish community center in Kansas City. Then came Pittsburgh, the worst anti-Semitic attack in U.S. history, claiming 11 innocent Jewish lives. Unfortunately, in a world in which every single thing is immediately politicized, this too was immediately politicized. But the struggle against anti-Semitism must not be politicized. It must bring together people of goodwill on all sides who will stand together in common cause against those who hate Jews. And it must especially bring Jews together. For if we do not stand together to confront our enemies, no one will confront them for us. Last April, I visited the Warsaw Ghetto with my wife on a March of the Living trip. What is perhaps most remarkable about what happened in the ghetto is that the different Jewish groups there could not even stand together to fight against the Nazis. We must learn from history. To those of you who are convinced about what is driving anti-Semitism in America today, consider this. The last year for which FBI statistics exist about anti-Semitic incidents in America is 2016. The FBI puts out the statistics in November of the following year, so we should see the statistics from 2017 in the next couple of weeks. Well, in 2016, according to FBI statistics, there were 684 hate crimes against Jews in America. That's over half of all the hate crimes against religious groups. Many people feel that the heated rhetoric during the campaign that year had contributed greatly to the rise of anti-Semitism. Perhaps it did. But here is something you probably don't know. In 2008, those same FBI statistics show that there were over 1,000 anti-Semitic incidents in America. In the year 2000, there were over 1,100. I say this only because if we are to fight anti-Semitism, we must put away the politics and stand together. We must expose anti-Semitism wherever we find it. And we must call on people to spit out those who hate Jews, not only from the other side of the aisle, but from their side of the aisle. And one more thing. After Charlottesville, President Trump did not say the right thing. After Pittsburgh, he did. He condemned anti-Semitism in the strongest possible terms. He said something that I had never heard a non-Jewish leader say. He said that those who try to destroy the Jews, we will destroy them. And after saying the right thing, President Trump did the right thing by going to Pittsburgh and paying his respects to those who were murdered for being Jews. I wish that others would have joined me in greeting him there, because frankly, nothing would have sent a stronger message to the Jew haters than to see people putting politics aside and standing together with the President of the United States in opposing them and the evil they represent. Ladies and gentlemen, part of the problem is that we had a half a century after the Holocaust where it was politically incorrect to attack Jews. And for the last couple of decades, it's become fashionable, again, to attack Jews. Much of that anti-Semitism is masked behind hatred towards Israel. Once they singled out the Jewish people for special treatment, now they single out the Jewish state for special treatment. And many believe that the period after the Holocaust was the new norm. But it was the aberration. And in fact, the Holocaust has distorted the Jewish people's view of our own history. It has certainly distorted the non-Jewish world's view of Jewish history. It is such a seismic event that happened. 1/3 of our people were murdered. 6 million Jews. To put 1/3 in your imagination, to understand what that means, that would be the equivalent of over 100 million Americans. And if you have a tough time wrapping your mind around that, imagine a 9/11 every day for a century. That's what the Holocaust did to the Jewish people. It is such a seismic event. It is like a blinding sun that blocks out all the anti-Semitic stars. But if we take the Holocaust out of the equation, what we have is century after century after century of attacks, of massacres, of pogroms, of expulsions against Jews. You gave earlier a Herzl Award. Well, Herzl had the idea to found a Jewish state a half century before the Holocaust, precisely because he understood that living in a liberal democratic world was not enough. He went and saw what happened at the Dreyfus Affair.